Bill, we've had 3 of your 4 horses work here so far this morning in Scylla, Arthur's Ride, and Warlike Goddess. What were your impressions from all those works?
Very good. Scylla was a little bit slow, but she's a little bit that way, on her own. Her previous couple works were in company, and she put in good times and good works, but she looked good. She looked very smooth coming through the stretch, although, the first part of the work was a little slow. She was a little relaxed going off in the pole, but that's just her nature, and they tell me actually some of the Curlins tend to work a little slow. I know we had a horse called Elite Power that would, if being by himself, a lot of times he'd work slow. He'd go in 51, and he was champion sprinter. So, it's just part of her nature, I think, to work slow and when she's by herself. Arthur's Ride was very good. I had him in 48-1. I don't know what the clockers had, but what the official time was. And he went well, galloped out nicely, and he looks like he's cooling out nicely back at the barn. And then really the work that was excellent was Warlike Goddess. I breezed her on the dirt, and she was, according to my watch, she was 48-3 and galloped out super. I mean, we let her gallop out. She went all the way down the backside, and of course she doesn't like to pull up. She's a 1.5 mile filly, and she wants to prove it. So, but she worked very well, and she worked well here, according to Neil. Neil's recollection, who worked her, remembers that she worked extremely well here when she ran in the Breeders' Cup before. So, and she ran extremely well here. She was third a couple of years ago when they had the Breeders' Cup here, and was maybe just a little bit unlucky not to win.
Warlike Goddess and Arthur's Ride were personally 2 of my favorite works I've seen all morning. Both horses came back super energetic, not blowing a candle. I know you have Scythian going out on the turfs here soon. What is the game plan for her?
We'll just let her get over the turf course. I mean, I breeze a lot of my turf horses on the dirt because most of them have run a lot on the turf, and I know what surface they want to be on. With her being a 2-year-old and a little unfamiliar with, her surroundings, I wanted to get her out on the grass and just give her an easy spin there and let her get more familiar with her surroundings that she's going to be on, running on Friday.
Your training is so unique in that you typically gallop horses slowly a mile prior to their working. They stand and then they go work. With her working on the grass, will you have a similar sort of warm-up?
Well, I've got to see what the rules are out there. I've got to find out when I get up there what they allow you to do. But that's what I usually do. I usually like to get them warmed up good. Some people, everybody does it a little bit differently, but I usually put a decent gallop in them and let them have a little blow and then get them ready for their work. So I think you can, they're number one, they're loosened up well, and you get a little bit more in them that way.
Phil, thank you so much for your time.
Okay, thank you.
Back to you guys.